Good evening, everyone. It's Lisa from Crafting and Cruising. Good evening. I hope you all have been enjoying the Craft Around the Clock Away in the Manger event today. I've missed a lot of them because I've been preparing to go out of town with my husband and getting ready for this event, but I'm going to go back and watch a replay tonight. So when you hop on, please say hello. Rodney went out to the motorhome to grab something, and then he'll be back in here to read comments. So say hello, and if you're watching replay, I hope you'll hashtag replay so we'll know you were here. It's a little dim in here, dimly lit for a reason. I'm going to let you see my dining room and living room lights as soon as I know we're shared over to Craft Around the Clock. And then I'm going to be doing something a little different tonight. Hey, Cheryl. I'm not going to be making a nativity. I'm going to be sharing with you my nativity collection and tell you a little bit about each one to the degree that I can remember about each one. So, and then I've got a little story to tell you at the end that a lot of you may want to do with your children or your grandchildren. Or if you're a school teacher in a Christian school, you could possibly make one of these to use with your kids. So I'm going to ask Rodney to tune in real quick so he can read comments and I can get started. Hello, Diane. I already said hello to Cheryl. So the Craft Around the Clock does the neatest events, and the ones that I did see today were doing an amazing job at creating nativities. And so here we are, December 1st. We're in the month that we celebrate the birth of our Lord, and it's my favorite time of year. That's why I decorate early so I can really enjoy it. So before we get into the nativities, let me pick you up real quick and turn the camera around. And then you can see I've got all this stuff right here because this was on my dining room table all set up so pretty. If you watch last night's video, you can see it set up, but I had to move it for my nativities. So here's my little nutcracker collection for my son if he ever decides he's got room for it. If y'all were on last night, this will just be a repeat. I've got a little black and white tree right here. I have a tree with the Libyan ornaments over here. They're made in China and they're painted inside the glass and backwards. I also have some fun little ladies from the Hoblob on here. A little animal print corner. And then the thing I love the most is my Snow Village houses from Department 56. These are some angels I've made with my mom and dad who are both in heaven now, but they're my angels always with us. I made that little wooden church, and then I have some more of the villages over here. So I see y'all are making comments. Hey, Linda. I will go back and read them. I just can't right now because I want to get right into my nativity collection. So let me turn up the lights and we will get started. This is going to kind of be an awkward setup, but hopefully it will work for us. So I love nativities and I love angels. I collect angels, and I don't know how many of you are familiar with angels in the Bible, but I think I read in there somewhere that there's like almost 300 references to angels in the Bible. And so if you think about the Christmas story, Mary was a young girl. They say probably a young teen, maybe even as young as 14. An angel appears to her, the angel Gabriel, and tells her she's going to have a baby. Can you imagine? First of all, can you imagine seeing an angel? And then the angel speaking to you and tell you you're going to have a baby, a very special baby who will be the savior of the world. No physical relationships or anything, but she's going to have a baby. And then an angel appears to Joseph in a dream and tells him the same thing. So twice we have angels just in the Christmas story alone. And then, as you know, the shepherds, which was kind of a lowly job back then, were out in the field keeping watch over their sheep. And an angel appeared to them and told them they had to go quickly to find the baby Jesus. And then a heavenly host of angels appeared. Y'all, I can't even wrap my head around how awesome that must have been. So anyway, I guess I leave my nativities out and my angels out all year long, because every time I come through, I'm reminded. I have a nativity on my shirt too. And it says, true story. So here is one of my 2 all-time favorites, and you'll see why in a minute. This one was made by my son Benjamin, I think when he was in about the 3rd grade. He went to a Christian school. And so out of clay, he made this Mary and Joseph and baby Jesus, and then just drew in the straw. So, of course, hey, sweet sister, you know I love this one. That's a favorite. And this is another favorite that, again, he made. I thought my daughter made this, but it actually has his name on it. So he must have made this the next year, and you can see the animals in here. The baby Jesus lying in a manger, again made out of clay and painted. Look, he even put a little crown right here. One of the angel's wings broke, and the other one fell off today, so I had to glue it back on. But y'all, there is no amount of money that I would take for these nativities, none, because I just think they're so precious, because he made them. So those are 2. And I'm going to be moving the camera around the table so you can see. So let's do some small ones first. This is one that was made in Bethlehem, and it's made of olive wood. And I got this at a craft fair years ago. I saw it, and I just absolutely loved how simple it was, and the fact that it was made out of olive wood. Did you know that olive wood is a very, very hardy, sturdy wood? It can withstand wind, storms, even some fires. So when we read about Jesus in the Bible praying under a tree, it's said that that was an olive tree. So many of the artisans in Israel, Jerusalem, Bethlehem still carve out of olive wood, and I love it. It's very simple but very sweet. Here's one that's also out of olive wood, and it's hand carved from Sammy's, S-A-M-I-S, Jerusalem. And it says olive wood grande. And look how sweet. Mary, Joseph, and baby Jesus on the donkey. I love this. You have one like mine, the bell. I know, isn't it so sweet? So here's another beautiful, very simple one. This one, I'm not sure where I got. It's so super lightweight. It must be maybe a lot. Well, it's actually wood. It looks like wood on the bottom, but it's very lightweight. I love the colorful detail. I think it's just so sweet. See the back? Thank you, Barbara. Okay. This next one I picked up again at a craft store. No, I didn't. I got this in Mexico. It was 53,000 pesos when I got it. I have no idea how many years ago. But again, I love color, so this is very colorful. If I were to store it, it's very simple to store. I could close it, but I don't want to store it. I want to keep it open. So it's made to look like tile. Rodney, are there any comments coming through you need to read to me?
I think you're caught up. I've been welcoming people.
I'm really not caught up.
Okay.
Okay, this one I got one of the trips I made to Africa. This is made of clay. So it's very, very breakable. But again, very, very simple. But look at the detail in the carvings of the animals, even of baby Jesus laying there. Look at the detail. Isn't that amazing?
Nana, somebody treasure found a beautiful nativity scene made out of onyx at a Goodwill a couple of years ago.
Oh, I bet that's beautiful. So see how simple this is? But it's just so pretty. So even though I love the colorful ones, I also love the simple ones. So I'm trying to kind of put them back so I'll know where I got them. This I picked up in Cabo San Lucas when my best friend Vicky and I were there. And y'all, when I was looking at this today, I thought, that looks like Fred Flintstone. Doesn't it? And look at, what was Fred's wife?
Wilma.
Wilma. Look at Wilma. Look at her eyes. This is whimsical, but so cute. So again, it's from Mexico, Cabo San Lucas. It's very decorated, hand-painted. And the little baby Jesus in there. It's so sweet. Okay, now...
Is that one clay or is it made out of gold?
This one is clay. It is clay. So again, it would break very easily. It's amazing to me, all these places I've been, and I've picked up nativities that I've managed to get home with most of them in one piece. This one, I truly don't know. I think this was just a local store that I was in one day. Again, it's very whimsical. It kind of folds in a little bit, but I thought it was cute. It says a Bethlehem stable.
Lisa Mayhouse, I also collect nativities. I keep them out all year.
Me too. So this one is really cute. This one I got in Africa, and it is hand carved. I think this is cherry. And one of the reasons I like it is because the pieces come out so that I can dust it. So they have a little nail. Oh, the nail's in here. I thought it was in the piece. So I can take it out, I can dust it, and then I can put the pieces back in. Love it. I think this wood is absolutely gorgeous. You can see the carving on there. So, so pretty. So this was from Africa. This is one coming up that I picked up one year in the Dominican Republic. Now, what I'm going to do is, actually I'm going to move this over, y'all. Hold on. Okay. So I can sit this down and I can actually lower it so y'all can see all the pieces. So here are the shepherds, or I think these are wise men because they look like they have gifts in their hands. All of this is made of little pieces of wood on the bottom and then straw or husks the bodies are made out of.
Like corn shucks.
Corn shucks, yeah. Here's, I guess these are supposed to be little sheep. Aren't those cute? And then here's two more. This would make 4 wise men, so I'm not sure why. You know that we know that the wise men were firemen, right? Because the Bible says they came from afar. Just a little joke there.
Nana, somebody treasure said she just finished a nativity scene today made out of wood.
Cool. Look at baby Jesus. He's so sweet, just so simple, but so sweet. And then, of course, Mary and Joseph. And then the little stable is woven also out of husks. But it's very sturdy. Not heavy, but very sturdy. Okay? So now let's move around. I'm going to stand up and move to another chair and move you guys around here. And this is a bell. I do not know where it came from. It's very possible my mom gave it to me because I've had it for a long, long time. I wish I could read it inside. Ronnie, can you read what that says right there? It's not really a working bell, but it's got a little label inside of it. Okay, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
I'll give it back to you in just a second.
Okay,
Go to the next
I'm
one.
going to go and show y'all this one. This I bought at a store. I don't know if it's still open in Nashville or not, but I think it was called 10,000 Villages. These are all made from magazine pieces. And if any of y'all have seen the jewelry I used to bring back from Africa, made from magazine piece beads. you'll know how beautiful these are. Very lightweight, little hand-painted wooden heads. Look at the sweet little angel. Isn't she darling? I love this set. And at this store, all of the crafts in that store are made by women and men in other countries. So this helps support them. So I love that. What does it say, Rodney?
The Christopher Collection, Lupton, China, hand-painted, number 03431, 1982, George Z. Lupton.
1982, 9202, so I've had, it's like 40 years old. So pretty. Okay, let's move that one out of the way. Now I want to show you this one. Again, I picked it. I knew that was going to fall off. I had it glued back on. Picked it up at a crafts fair a few years back. It's a very heavy piece of like glass with marble pieces in it. And then the Mary, Joseph, and baby Jesus are all hand painted on rocks. And then glued to this piece. And then I just have it propped on an easel. But those are very sweet. This would be a fun project to do with children or grandchildren. Let them paint simple faces and clothes. Thank you for those hearts. I appreciate you. So I'll have to glue that one back together. Now the one coming up is one of my all-time favorites. Still the ones my children made are the most important. But this I got from Africa, and I actually purchased several of these for people who helped support my trip to Africa one year and brought them back. They're made from gourds. I'm gonna have to get this one back and show you. Here's the cover. Let me see how the cover is. It's got little hooks, huh?
Diane Moss, she's got a store in town called 10,000 Villages, and it has a lot of unique things in it.
Yes, that's the same store, and they've got them several places in the country. Okay, so it fits. This is how it came, and it's got a little hook and a little button on both sides to hold it together. And then I just leave this propped behind it. And again, the little figurines are made of straw and corn shucks. Very lightweight, but look at the hand painting and the detail on the back of the wise men coming to see baby Jesus. Isn't that amazing?
From afar.
From afar. Those firemen were coming from afar. And look how sweet inside. It looks just like what you would probably imagine a little stable look like. So I love this set. This next set I actually got at a yard sale. And I got it mostly for the grandchildren because it's so very sweet and childlike. Let me tilt y'all down. Okay. Whoops. Some more clay not ornaments, figurines. I think I need to back you up a little bit. There you go. Okay. So these are made of clay. Here's the wise men that go with it. 2 of them, and I've got another one. These are so sweet. Now, whoever made these paid a lot of attention to detail. Look at the little braided ribbon or the little twisted ribbon in the back. The curled up hair. Isn't this sweet? So again, if you want to store it, you can just put it in the box, and then this is the lid of the box that has like felt figures on the back of the nativity. Isn't that sweet?
Diane, that's a good idea. Diane says, do you have pieces of paper on the bottom of where you got these for the children?
I need to do that.
Know that.
That's a great idea. Okay, here comes another favorite from Africa.
And Nana said, Nana's Homemade Treasures, I have my mother's nativity scene that we grew up with.
Oh, sweet. Okay, these are paper mache. Let me move these little ones out of the way. These are all paper mache with the African fabrics that I absolutely love. Very lightweight. Very, very well done. Look at the baby Jesus.
Back it up just a little bit.
So, They're bringing their offerings of gifts to the baby Jesus, of fruit and vegetables, it looks like. Look at their outfits, y'all. They're so pretty. I have so much African fabric scraps. I love African fabric. Again, color, patterns, love them. Okay. So that's this one. Now, well, I'm going to wait till I get over there for that one. Let me just move them on down.
Okay. You want to move to my chair?
No, I'm going to sit right here right now. Okay. All right. This is a set that my mom gave me. These are hand carved and they're absolutely gorgeous. I've got this camera turned, so once again, this is by Willow Tree. I'm sure y'all have seen all the Willow Tree figurines you can get, moms and babies and families, and it's got a little sheep that goes with it. I love these. They're absolutely beautiful. Very simple. Look at Mary looking at her baby. I can just only imagine what must have gone through her head when she thought of the shame she was probably going to have to endure because she's going to be pregnant and she has no idea how. And Joseph wanted to protect her. That's why he was betrothed to her. But imagine what must have been going through his mind. I'm not going to move those. I'm going to move these next.
Eddie Dickinson says that I have my big nativity set for 50 years.
Oh, wow. That's awesome. Okay, these are like snow globes. I have a few snow globes that I've collected over the years, but these, I'm not sure. I don't think these are the ones my mother-in-law gave me. I have two over there that I know she gave me. Of course, they play music. Silent Night. So this is Mary, Joseph, baby Jesus, and then the angel in the top globe. Okay? And then here are the wise men. It too plays music. And then here's the shepherd tending the sheep. Beautiful. These don't say who made them.
Diane says I'm going to start collecting the nativity scene little by little.
Yes.
I do have a lot of the Willow Tree angels and figurines. And Cheryl says, let's see, I think she's talking when you mentioned that about Mary and Joseph, that she's thought of that through the years. And Linda says, God bless her. I'm sure it was hard to explain to people and have them believe her, a true work of God.
Definitely a true work of God. Can you just even imagine, just fathom the fact that she's a child basically herself, and she's supposed to be not only bearing a child that she didn't get pregnant with on her own, but she also, the child has already been foretold is going to be Emmanuel, meaning God with us. I just can't even wrap my head around that. And I guess I've seen so many young teenage mamas in Africa that it's just hard for me to understand how babies themselves can be expected to raise babies. Okay, so this is another one that I got one year when I was in Africa. It's another very lightweight one made of corn shucks mostly. Little wooden bottoms, but this is a different set than the one you saw before. I want you to see even the little detail they put into making this baby Jesus. He's got his little halo around his head. He's laying on straw, like it says in the scripture. And then you've got your wise men back here and Mary and Joseph. Love it. Okay, Ronnie, I'm going to switch places with you now. So let me turn the camera. Keep an eye on my time, please. Okay, let's move that. I don't want to set that up again, so let's move the camera over here so they can see it. Over here.
Oh, I see the one you're dealing with now.
So this is a white set. I have had this for years, and I don't know where I got it. I'm sure it's just something I bought. It's all glass, and then it has you know, gold highlights. This is Joseph with the little lantern. This is Mary pondering those things in her heart, the scripture says. And then here's precious baby Jesus. This one I've managed to hang on to all the pieces. I'm surprised because this next one I'm going to show you, y'all, when I got all these out today, and I have them in a corner cabinet right over there. Can y'all see? That corner cabinet, top and bottom, is where I keep my nativities. So I took them all out today to set them up on the table. Y'all, there was a Mary and a Joseph and a baby Jesus. I took all three of them out in one hand. Joseph has flown the coop. We cannot find him anywhere.
Joseph has left the building.
He not only has left the building, I think he's just totally left the universe. I think this is a beautiful set. Again, I don't know where it's from. It's glass or ceramic. So, oops, it says trying to reconnect. Sorry, y'all. All right, I'm going to move again. Hold, please. And let me turn you this direction. This next one is a gorgeous set that I bought for myself. This was at an arts and crafts show. And I think it is stunning. Oops, sorry, y'all.
You have to back it to the very edge.
Okay, I can back these up too. Okay, look at the detail. Carved. These are all carved.
I didn't realize that even these are in relief here.
Yes, they are. This has like the city of Bethlehem carved in it. Isn't it amazing?
She says Willow Tree Joseph.
Look at the carving in this. These are beautiful, y'all. I love this. Now, here's the baby.
Eddie Dickinson says gorgeous.
And Mary. Wrong way, Lisa. Get Mary. She has like a little town of Bethlehem carved in her, a little town.
625.
Okay. Here's Joseph with his little stick, walking stick, I guess. I don't know.
Did you remember where you got these?
No, I don't remember.
Okay.
I bought them for myself, though. I do remember that. And then here's a hand-carved donkey. So well done. Of course, all it says on the bottom is made in China. This does not go with it, but I had him sitting here. I don't know what set this is supposed to go to. He's ceramic. All right, here comes a one I adore. This is from Mexico. Let me turn the pieces toward you guys so you can see all the little figurines. This has so many little parts to it. Can they see that pretty well, Ronnie?
It'd be better if I backed it up a little bit
Okay.
so they would be in more of a better part of the picture.
Okay, look at the angel, y'all. Can you see it? Yeah. And she's sweet.
Chubby little cherubim.
She is. And look at the little baby Jesus all wrapped in his little Mexican outfit. Now, this one might have come from Guatemala, now that I think about it. I'm looking at the clothes. I think it did come from Guatemala when I went there.
Diane
Pretty
says,
sure.
thanks for sharing. This was better than a craft.
Aw, thank you. Okay, so there's that one. This is one that I got at a craft fair, and it's very, very simple, but I think it's so sweet. It's simply baby Jesus in the manger with a little donkey watching over him. I think it's precious. It used to have a star that hung up here. Not sure what happened to it, but I love this. I really want to replicate this. I told Rodney I wouldn't mind him cutting some of these out and letting me paint one and then maybe selling some. Very simple, but very, very sweet. This is a unique one. I got this one in the Dominican Republic one year when we were at the beach.
It
And
looks like
it's
a pencil.
real hard to see. Yes, when you close it, it looks like a pencil. Okay? This backwards camera drives me nuts. Looks like a pencil. Then you open it up. And look. Let me tell you what you're seeing. The baby Jesus is right here in the middle. Right here. And there's a hand-carved star at the top. And then you've got two, it looks like guards on either side, just guarding him. And that's it. Carved out of a chunk of wood.
Held together with strings.
Yep. Isn't that cool? Now, this little set, I think I got it the same time I got the white set. I don't know what happened to our baby for this one.
Well, you do have some help with these because we have some grandkids that love to get the nativities out and play with them.
Yes. So somewhere around here, I think I actually have another baby Jesus up here. I might just put with it. Yep, that's what I'm going to do. Because I don't think I have this set anymore. So this baby Jesus is going to go with this set. Doesn't match at all. That's okay.
Maybe they need a good donkey,
Still
a
baby
good
Jesus.
buffalo too.
Yeah, and the buffalo.
whatever
We put
they-
that. So now we have our own set. We just created.
That may be a goat or sheep. I don't know.
Now, let me show you this big one I got. When Ronnie and I were traveling with some friends of ours a couple of years ago, we went in an antique store. I saw this hanging, and I said, I have to have that.
And I said, how are we going to get it home in one piece?
Okay, I need you to back it up, if you will, and turn, there you go. Okay, y'all look. Turn it this way.
It is heavy.
It's so cool, though.
That ceramic
It's
or
also, somebody hand did this because his initials are in the back and it says 95. Okay,
It's
can you
pretty.
come in a little closer? Okay,
Let
sit
me-
back up and then let's get in on the detail because this thing is so pretty.
and it's not just flat. It's really three-dimensional. Has lots of relief in it. It must have been done in a silicone mold to get those relieved out of the mold that way.
Look at the angel at the top. Isn't that gorgeous? Oh, I just love it. So it hangs on a wall in my kitchen. Okay, let me hand you that to put out of the way if you don't mind. And then we have one more nativity set before I tell you about the little box. Now, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to move y'all down here to this instead of me trying to reset it up because this has a lot of not moving pieces, but pieces to it also. And Ronnie's waving to you in the window. This is an Indian, like Native American Indian set. I got this in a thrift store about 4 years ago. And it was all just jumbled up in a box. And I thought, what is that? That looks like a nativity. And I really love the Native American Indian people. One of these days I'm going to do one of those 23andMe things because I really think I have Native American in me. But they have a big powwow. The Native American Indian Association has a big powwow here every year. And when I can, I love to go. They're very, very serious, but beautiful people. So look at the little teeny tiny sheep. Isn't he cute? And then look, here's a couple of donkeys. And then the angel. She's sweet. And then look at the shepherds over here. The shepherd with his little sheep. I just think he's darling. Remember we were talking about the shepherd has a crook. And the reason his staff is crooked is because sometimes those little rebellious sheep like to kind of run away from the group. And they're on the side of a mountain. And he starts to go over the side of the mountain. The shepherd will take that crook and put around the sheep's neck and draw him back to him. And did you know that at least back in biblical days, after that happened 4 or 5 times, the shepherd would actually break one of the sheep's legs so that it could not walk, and he would have to carry it. So picture the shepherd carrying the sheep who could not walk, hopefully learning his lesson the hard way, just like Jesus carries us. What a beautiful depiction. Now, there's one more I'm going to have to take you and show you because it's hung on the wall. Some of these have been pieced back together 2 or 3 times. I got this in Acapulco, Mexico, many, many years ago. Rodney made me this little creche for it to stay in, and I love it. Every time I go in my downstairs bathroom, I walk past it and I love it. Now, this is the angel that goes with it right there. Just that one angel. But look how sweet. These are all made of clay. Again, how I got home with them in one piece, I'll never know. And then I have this little stained glass piece down here. That's the shepherd boy. It says welcome, and at the top it says pa-rum-pa-pum-pum. So there's the shepherd boy. Do y'all know that song, What Can I Give Him? What can I give him, poor as I am? If I were a shepherd, I would give him a lamb. If I were a wise man, I would do my part. But what can I give him? Give my heart. Love that song. Okay, so you can back it up a little bit. This is what I want to share with you. I'm going to read this story. I don't know if y'all have ever heard of a Bethlehem box. Oops, I still got it turned wrong. A Bethlehem box. So I made this for my grandchildren a couple of years ago. Now, the story I'm going to read you, and if you want a copy of it, if you'll just PM me, then I'll send you a copy of it. But it's called the Bethlehem box. The version that I originally heard is a little bit different from this. So when I made this box, it has some components that aren't in the story, okay? But this is such an easy, simple thing to make to use with children or grandchildren. So inside the box, I just got off the internet a picture of Bethlehem, and I glued it in there, okay? So you might want to back it up and tilt it down a little bit so they can see the components. Okay, so I'm going to read you the story now. Sit on the floor in a circle, said Mom, and when the children did, she put a box wrapped in red and green in the middle. This is your first Christmas present, Dad explained. It's a bit like pass the parcel. I'll play a Christmas carol, then you pass the box around until the music stops. The box was on Malachi's lap when the music stopped, and when he opened it up, inside there were Christmas card cutouts of Mary and Joseph. So when I did mine, I just had a little figurine of Mary and Joseph. So we're going to put, let's get these out of the way. We're going to put Mary and Joseph right here, okay? Okay. And when he opened it up, there was Christmas card cutouts of Mary and Joseph. A little Lego angel. So we have a little cutout angel right here instead of a Lego angel, okay? And in a slightly smaller box. So they put boxes inside boxes. I put all mine in one box. Gabriel was one of God's angels, said Mom. He paid a surprise visit to a girl called Mary. He told her not to be scared and that God had chosen her to be the mother of his son. Mary was engaged to a carpenter called Joseph, Dad continued. So an angel visited him too and told him all about God's plan for Mary. He said that Joseph should call the baby Jesus, a name that means God saves. Back on went the music. The children passed the smaller box around, and when it stopped, Leah had her hand on it. "Oh, I hope it's the baby," she whispered. But when she tore it open, what she found inside was a brown donkey, cards with numbers written all over it. This is very hard to see. It didn't print real well. On the inside, and another box they had. The numbers are for the census, said Mom. That's when a government counts up all its people. That's what the Roman government did, answered Dad. And even though Mary was expecting a baby, she still had to take a long trip with Joseph to Bethlehem, the town he was from, so that they could be counted. Another carol played, the box went around, and when it came to Malachi again, little Jacob stomped his feet. Mine, he grumbled. Mom stroked his head. Patience, honey. When Malachi opened the box, he found bits of straw in the box. Let's see. And a wooden cow. Well, we have a cow around here somewhere. We have the donkey, and somewhere we have a little cow. Here he is, right here. Here's our little cow, okay? When Mary and Joseph got to Bethlehem, said Dad, the only place for them to stay was in the part of the house where the animals were kept. And that's where Jesus was born, said Mom. And Mary laid him in a manger, a feeding trough filled with straw. So I let the grandkids, get the straw out and play with the straw while I was talking. On went the music, round went the next box, and Dad turned it off as soon as the box got to Jacob. Jacob tore the paper off as fast as he could and threw it aside. Then he dumped out bits of confetti stars, another box, and some little plush sheep. Now, where are my little sheep? Here they are. Look at these little sheep right here. He grabbed it and hugged it tight while Dad went on with the story. There were shepherds out in the fields that night, said Dad, just watching their sheep. Then Mom picked up the angel Lego again. But the angel surprised them too, she said. He told them not to be afraid. He told them that their long-awaited Savior had been born, and they would find him in Bethlehem in a manger. So off they went, Dad said. And when they got to Bethlehem, what do you think they found? And the music started again. Round went the box, and Leah could hardly sit still when the box ended up in her lap. A baby, she said. That's what they found, a baby. Look at this little baby painted on a rock. And sure enough, when she opened the box, a tiny baby doll tumbled out, and she was so busy looking at the baby, she didn't see the photos glued inside the box lid. Now, in their box lid, the mom and dad had put photos of their 3 children in here. Look, he said, there's 3 other babies. They're our babies, said Mom, pointing to each one in turn. Malachi, Leah, and Jacob. So then when I made my box for my grandchildren, I told them about the wise men coming and presenting gifts of gold. And so I just took a little chain that I had and cut a piece off of it. So one of the wise men brought gold. And then I actually have some myrrh and frankincense essential oils. You smell them? Mm-hmm. When I opened the box, even from last year. So I soaked cotton balls, one in frankincense and one in myrrh, and I let the children smell them. And I said, the wise men brought gifts, which at that time, those were very expensive oils, and they brought the gifts to baby Jesus. And they were smelling, oh, it smells so good. That's why God sent his baby to Bethlehem, said Dad, to show our babies and every other baby who was ever born that he loves them and wants to be near them. Then Mom and Dad hugged each of their babies, put the music back on, and gave thanks for what God had given them in his Bethlehem box.
Someone requested you put that text in the comments somehow, link it or something, if you can.
Yeah, it's a long text. I don't know if I can. I'll try to put it in the comments. But if not, I'll go on my page, Crafting and Cruising, and I will actually make a post with it in there. And of course, you can adapt it however you want to. You can have all just plain little cutout figurines like I did. And some of them are, they could be bigger depending on your size box. You could actually use some of the little figurines from some of your nativities and let the children, you know, open up. You could have a box inside a box inside a box, which is what they did. And then the children got to open them. They were so excited because look what's in the box, and they threw the hay out and stuff. But it's such a great way to teach children the story about Christmas and what Christmas is really all about. Let me tell you something. Not all children, just like not all adults, learn things the same way, okay? But everybody learns something with hands-on. So being able to touch Mary and touch Joseph and touch baby Jesus and smell the incense and the frankincense and the myrrh, the visual of that will stay with them long past what will if they just hear a story. I forgot about one more nativity I had that baby Jesus goes with, and these are the painted rock.
I like the idea in the story
Mary and
of having the children's picture in there too.
Yeah, that's a good idea. So that little rock, baby Jesus, came with this set. Okay? You guys, I so appreciate you coming on and letting me share my nativities and a little glimpse of my living room and dining room. I hope that this season Jesus is going to come alive to you like never before. And I hope that angels will visit you. And I just want to thank you on my behalf of Crafting and Cruising for you being here for my segment. I'm going to thank you for Craft Around the Clock. I want you to refresh your page if you're on Craft Around the Clock's page so you can watch the next presenter. I'm going to do that same thing as I'm in the motorhome working on some crafts. So I hope everybody has a blessed Christmas, a wonderful weekend. Be sure to pray for people who are struggling. And remember that this is not always a blessed season for a lot of people. So we need to everybody we see, remember, everybody has a story. And we may not know it, but we can just say a little prayer for everybody we see. I love you guys. I'm so grateful for you. And I'll talk to you later. Bye.